I spend most of my time viewing what I want from.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm actually in California visiting my family back at the house where I grew up, and we are here for the long weekend for the holiday. And we always try and get together this holiday to keep my grandma in memory because she passed on this weekend 5 years ago. So it's been a while, but it's like our tradition. We all get together this holiday every year. So I'm back home visiting, and I figured before hopping in to just show you what we've done while being here, because we did a lot of fun things. Like my sister got engaged almost a month ago now. She got engaged a while ago, but we actually went wedding dress shopping yesterday, and it was so much fun. So I took some clips of that to show you guys. I'll also show you guys what I've been doing while I've been home. Hello everyone, it is Thursday. I'm actually about to have a little mini road trip right now, so I figured I'd take you guys with me. Before I hit the road though, I just went and got my half caffeinated coffee. I've been dabbling with the decaf thing for a really long time, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel so good. I was extremely addicted to caffeine, so to have that out of my system, I just feel like I'm relying on my natural energy sources more, and I just feel so good. But I did get half caffeinated today because I will be driving for the next like 3.5 hours. I get my straw in this cup, and I hate when like the little things break the straw, you know what I mean? I took my time this morning. I was gonna leave like really early, but Leo was having just like kind of weird, not symptoms, but he was not feeling 100% yesterday. So I was monitoring him, keeping an eye on him, and then this morning he woke me up at 5 a.m. crying like super loud. So I panicked, shot out of bed, and was like super worried about him. If you guys are new here, by the way, Leo's my cat. So he's had some health issues here and there with like his urine, bladder kind of situation with crystals and stuff. So I'm always extra paranoid when anything like health wise happens to him, but he's good. He went to the bathroom multiple times before I left, ate his food, and even had his hairball medicine. So I'm feeling good. But I wanted to just start this off before I actually start driving, and then I'll probably just talk to you guys on my phone because my camera like never stays on my dashboard, and it gets a little dangerous. It's gonna be a fun time. My boyfriend's landing from his work trip today at 3, so I need to get there before then so I can go pick him up. But it's gonna be a fun weekend. I made it home. I'm driving up the street to my parents. It was a nice drive. I listened to so many educational podcasts and just motivating podcasts, and I even was like telling Siri to write me notes because it was giving me so many ideas. So it was a really good drive. I feel just really good. But yeah, I'm gonna be home. I'm probably gonna actually hop on the Peloton. My parents have a Peloton. I kind of want to move my body and work out before just hanging out the rest of the day and working and stuff. So I will take you guys around with me while I'm home, but just wanted to check in, and I didn't stop the whole drive. It was so good. So I'll share a little more with you guys later on what it is I learned and the value I got from this podcast, because they were so good. But anyway, talk to you guys later. The first day I got here, we just kind of relaxed, we hung out. It was like a 3.5 hour drive, so I wasn't in the mood to do like anything super crazy. Picked up my boyfriend from the airport, and we had a nice dinner. And then the second day that I was home, my boyfriend and I actually drove to Berkeley, California, which is like a 30-minute drive from my parents' house. Gonna go work at a coffee shop in Berkeley. I live like 30 minutes from this area, so it's nice to see something different. And we walked around there, went to a cute coffee shop and worked on some work that we had, which was super fun. Then we like went to a cute cupcake shop, got some lunch, and headed back home to go to the gym and then relax the rest of the evening. The next day was super fun because we actually had an appointment to go wedding dress shopping for my sister. She's getting married next July, so we went wedding dress shopping, and it was so much fun to look at all that and see them all on her, so that was awesome.
The lines are that way, kind of.
Talk about what I've been doing for my business and some things that have been on my mind, and also a few tips and lessons I've learned throughout the years when it comes to running a graphic design business. So let's chat about that before we hop into the video. And while I'm chatting about that, I'm going to actually get ready and do my makeup a little bit. So I thought it would be fun to actually chat about a tough client experience and some things I've been really thinking about when it comes to like red flags with clients. And not like red flags, I mean, that is the truth, honestly. When I hear certain things, when I talk to potential clients, or when they do certain things, I already know from the get-go it might not be a good fit. So I thought I would talk to you guys about some crazy client experiences because it's kind of fun. And I've only briefly touched on this one really crazy one that was from the beginning of the year, and it was a crazy experience. So I touched on this one a while back, but before I dive into that, I did want to mention that I'm so grateful for all the experiences I've gone through, because it's allowed me to understand what I do and don't want. And with this client I had, it sounded like a really great opportunity. It's the highest paying client I have ever had, so I felt this like pressure to like be super accommodating and just on my game and like really good for them. But the red flags I had in the beginning were, number one, when I sent over the contract, she actually like printed it out and highlighted things and like wrote notes next to it and sent it back to me like scanned. And I mean, I love a client that actually reads the contract, but to me that was kind of like a controlling trait that could eventually mean she would get really controlling with like the design aspect and just want it her way, which is always good. But I feel like that was a red flag for me because I've never had anyone do that, and technically that's my contract, so to change things on it was just a little weird. So that was a red flag. Another one was that, so one of my touches I put on websites is putting like illustrations on pages, or like having that scroll just as background elements, and I had them placed strategically just as little minimal touches on the website. But I pretty much got chewed out on a call because I didn't have those illustrations on every single page, when that was never part of my design tactic. I wanted it to be like minimal touches. So for me that was like, okay, what makes you think that's like a rule I have to follow? But at this point I'm already deep in the project, so these red flags I can't just like walk away from. Technically I could, but they weren't strong enough for me to be like, this isn't working. But there's things that I think about now when I talk to potential clients where I'm like, are they gonna be like that? Or are they gonna be just let me have my creative freedom, but also give me their honest opinions in like a respectful way? So yeah, it was a really interesting client experience because a lot of things like that happened where if it wasn't how she thought it needed to be, I would get like yelled at, which in itself is like not cool. So to start the year off, first year in business with a client like that was a little bit of a bummer because it was just so stressful. I felt like I could never make her happy, and I ended up basically making the design like exactly just how she wanted and not how I would have recommended. So it was a bit of a bummer, but like I said, it taught me so much. But more recently I've had lots of different client calls, and I started thinking more again about, because I haven't really had like a lot of potential client calls lately. I have, but the few I had were just great. They were so awesome, and I'm so excited to work on their projects in the next couple weeks. But I did have some recently where I was like, I'm starting to see some red flags again. So I thought I would just like share some of those with you guys. So the first one was the price getting questioned in a way that seemed like she didn't understand the value. So saying things like, you're charging that much for just that, or maybe suggesting that she just can't wrap her head around why it would be that price. Any sort of language like that, and I'm like, this might not be a good fit, because if you don't see the value, then it's probably not going to work out halfway through the project, and you feel like maybe you were expecting like, I don't know. I go above and beyond on any client project, but that's a red flag for me where I'm like, okay, they're probably never going to be happy either, because this is like an investment that they're wanting everything perfect on. And in reality, being creative takes time. It does have a lot of value, and if you can't see that in the beginning, it's probably not good. So that's a main red flag for me, is questioning the price in a way where you feel like there's no value behind it. So it's a big one. And then I also had another kind of red flag where they mentioned they needed it in 2 weeks, which for me, I don't provide quick turnarounds like that. I don't do the designer in a day thing. I just do 3-week branding projects and 6 to 8 week websites. That's all I provide right now. If I were doing a quick like designer in a day or something like that, I would be charging a lot more, and it'd be very, very strategic in like how we're going to communicate. So questioning the timeline, turnaround time to be quicker than like I do, that's another red flag for me, because that's also kind of questioning the value of what you're getting, in my opinion. But we can always have conversations about it, but when they push for it and they're like not happy with the things I'm saying, I just feel like it's usually not a good fit. So that's another one. And then this one's become more important to me throughout the year, is number one, either not using the link during our discovery call to talk face to face. That's a red flag for me, because I feel like this is an investment and you should be excited, and we should be able to like have a conversation and talk about it face to face before we form any sort of partnership and work on this. So if they can't even do that, then I feel like I could be waiting for months to get feedback from them. It's like a red flag for me. But also, if they don't show up to their discovery call, it's not gonna work for me, because my time should be respected. All of our time should be respected, and it's just starting off on a really bad note, unless they have like a reason as to why they couldn't make it. And if they like reached out to me before, then I totally understand. But if I'm sitting on the call for like 10 minutes with no one showing up, I'm pretty much not going to move forward. So that's another one for me. All right, and then the last one I wanted to share is if a client starts to text me, because I specifically mention in the beginning that I prefer to email about projects, and I usually never even share my phone number unless they specifically request that we talk over the phone instead of a link on the discovery call, which I don't even really do anymore, but that's how they would get my number. And if they start texting me through that and pushing for questions or pushing for answers on their questions about the project, it's probably not going to work for me, because I feel like, as I mentioned before, my time should be valued and my time is money. So to just sit there and text about a project instead of using my preferred form of communication is just frustrating for me. So that's another one. But those are like my main red flags when it comes to potential clients and choosing, like when you get to a point where you want to choose who you're working with over just saying yes to everybody. Those are the things I look out for. But yeah, I'm so lucky, or I'm so like glad I went through the hard client experiences I did, because now I know what to look for, and I wanted to share that with you all because yeah, it can be hard. The rest of the time I'm here, we're actually gonna go to a farmer's market today, and tomorrow we're gonna hang out with my sister and her fiance and do a barbecue or something, so it'll be super fun. But it's just been nice to be home, and yeah, I love it so much. I feel so grateful. Lately I've just been feeling so grateful, especially for all of you, and also like thank you all for enrolling in my course and stuff. It's been so fun to chat with you all in the community. I'll always have that open for enrollment down below. The price is a little different now, but I'd love to see you in there. But yeah, it's been so fun. I really hope you enjoyed this kind of shorter vlog and that you guys are having a really good holiday weekend. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna finish up doing my makeup by filling in my eyebrows a little, doing a little bit of eye makeup, but other than that, pretty much want to keep it casual. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.